Must be nice. There go Bernie Sanders. Has feel the burn. Oh my God. There's the pilot. Balling. That is impressive, bro. Wow. And AOC right there with him. That's impressive, bro. That's really, really impressive. I am I'm taken aback. I am taken aback. I mean, I watched a salary transparent video the other day of them going in and visiting Congress members, and they asked them, "Hey, how much do you guys make?" And all of them gave the same canned answer. I make $174,000 a year, the same as every other Congress member. And you've seen them go in and they say that. But the one thing that I was thinking of, and I started to do a review video of the salary transparency thing, but I decided not to because we had some other things that had came up, including this whole Shannon Sharp situation. But as I was going through and I was thinking about doing this salary transparency video, the only thing that came to my mind was, I wonder what their net worth is. And more importantly, I wonder how they spend their salary. Do they spend their salary, or do they even need to spend their salary? Because being able to go on tour and become popular social media podcasters on behalf of American taxpayers while her district suffers, AOC. I don't know anything about Bernie Sanders' district. I can't speak on that. I'm not going to make things up just to have a conversation. But my point is, if they get to raise money via this tour, while all of those same people, all of those poor people and people that are laid off, and even though Bernie Sanders stood for the Department of Government Efficiency and saying that they need to go in and make sure that everything is crossed, every T is crossed, every I is dotted, the whole 9 yards, right? Everything needs to be taken care of. Congress are the ones that control the purse strings for the United States of America. Meaning that if we want to truly label blame, because you have to remember, no president, Democrat or Republican, can get a budget approved without getting it passed through Congress first. Congress' main job is to control the purse strings of where American dollars go. So if we're thinking about it from that lens, and we want to hold somebody accountable, which Congress doesn't even have term limits, yet we see Bernie Sanders and all of these people continue to blow up and get more visibility on social media, and they take whatever interview that they take and they repurpose it and post it on their own platforms so that they can then get more visibility, and all of those platforms are monetized, by the way. And then they're able to release a book and buy a new home, and all of this is on taxpayer dime, right? All of this is generated from revenue that they're raising on their campaign. Think about this for a minute. They say AOC raised more money than any other Congress member or legislator over this past few months as a result of going on tour and then going on her whole little podcast slash, I really do want to relate to you guys and I just don't get it. So here's the question. As they get their salary, do they really even have to use that money if you can then leverage whatever it is that's being made or raised on tour? I mean, for God's sakes, they doing a tour. They're on tour and they're speaking at the Capitol and they're speaking at these places or whatever, so on and so forth. And they're saying that they're for the people. And yet you have people, thank God that you got people to go out there and sit there and watch for them to come off a plane. You have Bernie Sanders and AOC and all of their friends or all of the people that work for them and with them in a private pilot taking private planes from place to place. They are the ones that they are saying that you can relate to. And they're talking against the private planes of these millionaires and billionaires. And I guarantee you that there is no No liberal platform, including CNN or MSNBC, that is going to air this. None of them will air it. No liberal platform is going to be objective enough to call a spade on both sides. You know why? Because the media has now been compromised. And so now we're depending on individual content creators and platforms, because if it's liberal, then they only going to talk about the conservatives. And if it's conservative, they only going to talk about the liberals. So now the media, which was supposed to be objective enough to bring you the news, is now interdependent on people camping out and individual content creators like myself that will then talk about the uncomfortable truth. And all of you people are paying for it. All of y'all keep donating to it. All of y'all. Remember when we was talking about Kamala Harris and the fact that all of the resources and the donations and all of these millions of dollars in a hole? You think that they plugged that hole yet? Are you thinking that anybody is complaining about it? Well over $1.5 billion spent personally in her campaign, and that has nothing to do with super PACs. That has nothing to do with all of these subsidiaries and these offshoots and these people that are basically taking advantage of the American taxpayers and manipulating you to think that they are on or they are against the Republicans. They are friends with the Republicans, and it takes somebody that's truly transformational like a Donald Trump that will then also engage their user base so that they can go on tour and take private planes. How are people not disgusted at this? How are people not disappointed at what you see? How are y'all hypocritical enough to not hold them accountable for all of the national debt that they ran up, and they got one job and they make a whole lot of money from it, and they don't even have to depend on their salary to then live the life that they live? I wonder if they even use their own debit cards or credit cards, or is their congressional salary truly just a savings? They get health care, they get pensions for life, they get taken care of, they get everything. Bro, it's the only job in the world where you can spend millions, if not billions of dollars to get elected so that you make $174,000 a year. Do you really think that these people are poor, or that you can relate to them, or they are truly liberal in their beliefs? I don't believe that they're liberal in their beliefs. I don't even believe that they believe the stuff that they're preaching to y'all. But it is all a game, and it is all completely finessing y'all out of y'all bag, out of the things that's best for you, and out of your virtue and out of your vote. Meanwhile, the people over in AOC's, and I reviewed this yesterday. Actually, I reviewed it on a Millionaire Morning Show yesterday. The people over in AOC's district, suffering, broken, destroyed, selling handbags, fake Chinese handbags on the side of the road. Prostitution is running rampant inside of their districts and stuff like that. And we still sitting there caping for these people. And y'all really believe, I mean, you can go from a waitress over into being on tour on a private jet. But they need that so that they can get to the people and so that they can be safe. Hell of a public service job. Hell of a public servant's job. Amazing. They live better than people who actually built these businesses and built America on its back by making sure that they employ people and put money inside of the taxpayer coffers so that they can then live the life that they want to live. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. It's disgusting if you ask me personally.